going on, everybody? It's your boy, Hanz Fequiere, the healthcare CEO. And guess what, guys? I have made it to episode 20. Well, we've made it because I got a dope producer named Jamaica, a dope executive producer named Chef Alexander. So we made it. There's no I in team. And guess what? Since it's episode 20, I had to bring a very special guest. And do y'all even understand what the number 20 means? 20 means, and I'm going to tell you guys this right now, it means completed cycle and a new beginning. Or some people would say the 20 can represent the end of a cycle and the start of a new phase. And this guest has everything to do with that. His life deploys or explains the end of a cycle and the start of a new phase. This is an ex-NFL player, the man, the myth. He got a book out. He's probably got 2 or 3 books out right now in his head that he ain't published yet. It's this guy, the man, the myth, Mr. Frank Murphy. Let's go. We ain't like drink champs. We got like one clap. One person clapping. We ain't got that many. What's going on, my guy?
What's up, brother?
Man, it's a blessing to see you, man. This is my workout partner. He brought me into the gym and we started working out together.
Yeah, man.
People don't understand. Frank and I go way back. And real quick, because this is just a conversational thing, man. Even when I was having, me and you didn't even really know each other. But it's so funny how God could align people because 2 years ago, maybe 2.5, I was like, man, I'm just going through stuff because I'm going through women. And I was like, I need to talk to someone who's successful because I knew your wife as a friend before I met you. Mm-hmm. And I seen how great you were with her. And I was like, man, look how happy he is. I want that. And just out of the blue, God told me to call you. And you was like, man, I'm there for you. Me and you chopped it up. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that was a blessing. I always thank you for that, man. That was just to be able to lean on you. And then I was like, man, I need to work out with people like y'all. And then you put me on with your training, and we started working out there.
That's one thing about brothers. I say we all we got.
That's it, especially in these days.
Yeah,
Jeez.
especially these days.
Well, listen, it's a pleasure to have you, first and foremost. All of our guests, I lay down the ground rules. Is that okay with you?
That's all. It's all good to me.
All right. Ground rules are, of course, we are 90% information, 10% motivation. We understand everybody's had a tragic story, but we want people to get to know Frank, right? We want you to leave the breadcrumbs for the next Frank Murphy. We want you to leave the format, the blueprint for people that want to really follow your path because you got a very interesting path, right? And the other rule is, of course, leave your keys at the door. We ask our guests, no gatekeeping. Give people the information so they can understand how to become successful. Is that all right with you?
Sounds good to me.
All right, so if that's okay with you and that's okay with us, let's get started, man. If you can introduce yourself to everybody. I did the intro, but I might have left something out.
No, man. What's up, man? This is Frank D. Murphy, man. And today I'm excited to be here, but I don't want you to know me as that NFL player or a guy that got 2 Lifetime Achievement Awards for my programs or the Heisman Trophy winner at junior college. I want you to know me as a man that never gave up. That's what I want you to know me as today. And I'm going to do my best to inspire you and motivate you to help you get to the next level and realize that it is a God of a second chance.
Okay, I think we're done then. Just wrapped it all up in one. Well, let me tell you, man, I did some studying on you. Even though I know you, I had to really do research on you and find out that, okay, my man Frank is an ex-NFL player, running back. You guys understand how hard it is to get an NFL. So congrats on that, man. That's just a blessing to even have you here.
Yes.
But you started with Tampa Bay, but you got drafted by the Chicago Bears.
Yes.
So the reason why I think this episode is so important is because we've always told people about financial health, all type of health, healthcare CEO, right? We take the health and then we take the CEO and combine them, right? But you're just big on mental health. So what, like for anyone who doesn't know, because I don't think people really talk about it, what is that like being in the draft? Did you have like your family around you? Like, oh shit. Like,
Well, I think for me, it was a little different. The day of the draft, I had a friend that got killed, my best friend, and he's supposed to have met me at the house. So, it was bittersweet.
So you didn't go to the place. You was like, we draft party at the crib.
We did it at the crib. So a lot of my people from my neighborhood can join me.
Florida,
Jacksonville, Florida. I'm from
Let's
Duval
go.
County.
Okay.
So, so it was bittersweet for me. But I got it the hard way. I got it out the mud. I know a lot of people say those terms and say those statements, but I got it out the mud. Growing up in Jacksonville, Florida, I was young. My mama just started letting me go outside, bro. My mom was a Christian woman. My dad was a hard-working country boy. They didn't see the neighborhood was changing. And when they started letting me go outside, I got involved in a whole bunch of different stuff.
Oh, they didn't see it changing for the worse.
They didn't see it changing for the worse. So I went from going outside playing football, from going outside to selling dope, from going outside to selling dope, to going outside pulling a gun. And now I'm carrying firearms, I'm robbing, I'm having shootouts.
Is this during high school football?
This during 14, 15 years old.
Dang.
I became trafficking dope that early. Yeah.
Dang.
I had uncles, cousins, friends in that type of life. So I grew right under my mama's nose, and she didn't even know it.
See, people recognize Florida, and we talk about Florida. You know, when you say you from Dade County, they think all the drugs happen there, but Jacksonville kind of was like doing their thing too. It was crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I didn't even know that till I started getting out. And, you know, with me getting incarcerated at 15, I thought all my dreams was gone. Playing in the NFL, I thought it was over. I thought my purpose went to the graveyard. I thought it was a done deal for me.
So you got locked up at 15?
At 15. I sat a whole year waiting on trial.
Can I ask you for what?
Sure. Armed robbery, carjacking, gun charges. Yeah.
What kind of car you took?
Man, I don't
Just
even
give me one of them,
remember.
because I lost a couple of cars around that time. I'm trying to figure out if I got to choke you up.
Nah, you all right, bro. I don't live that life no more.
When I was 15, I lost a Honda Accord. I hope that wasn't you. No, just kidding, bro.
No, we ain't touch Hondas. But
oh, my bad. Y'all was some bougie robbers.
Nah, man. But all serious, man. I sat in that jail cell, and I never forget. I said, God, you always talk to my mom. Mm-hmm. You're always telling her that you a God of second chances, and well, I need it. I was facing 5 to 10 years. I wouldn't be able to play
15, 16.
I wouldn't be able to play football, so I couldn't take that. So I took it to trial. And I never forget, I took it to trial and I won. And when I got out, I didn't have no grades to go to college. I had 1 year left for high school. I ended up winning All-American of that 1 year, runner-up to Mr. Florida. I balled out, but nobody would take me because of my past, and nobody would take me because I didn't have the grades. So I had to go to a junior college. So I went to a junior college in Mississippi, and residue followed me.
Yeah,
I didn't have no life coach, no mentor, so residue followed me. My mental wasn't right. I just came from being incarcerated for almost a year, having to learn how to survive.
Now, explain residue followed you.
Residue, the same old Frank.
Yeah.
The fake ID Frank that I was living out. I was living out a fake ID to the fullest. That's a picture of you, but everything on there a lie.
Damn.
And I took that fake ID with me right to the next city, and I began to sell dope in that city. Got shot at in that city.
So even when you got an opportunity to go to junior college, play football, it was like you wasn't reading the signs still.
I was living like I was living in Jacksonville, Florida on the west side in college. So the coach calls my mom and said, this guy, we took him on probation because I was still on probation for other charges. We took this guy because we gave him a second chance. We have to kick him out. My mama began to cry and said, if you send him home, he'll be dead or in prison. Please help my son. He called another junior college in Kansas, and they accepted me. I went there, and a whole trip, I'm like, man, I can't get in trouble. But when you don't have a mentor or life coach, you just go back to your residue.
Let me ask you this, because I think I was talking to somebody about this the other day, and Jamaica, I always ask everybody to chime in. So if you ever have a question, it's okay. Like, we make this conversational. I think with me, and I've mentored a lot of people, I want to ask you, when you started doing stuff and you got second chances, I think subconsciously even though we want success, we self-sabotage because we are afraid of what success comes with. I don't think even people realize that, because I know I've done it, right? You don't put in the work. You do something because you believe you could do it, but there's a part of you that doesn't believe it, so you fuck it up because you really didn't think it could come true.
Well, I think, too, you don't empty the cup. See, if your cup full, I can't get nothing else in this. It's full. Until you empty the cup of bad experiences, hate, unforgiveness. If you don't empty this cup, brother, God can't get nothing else in this cup, because you control this cup. You carry this cup. You have to empty this cup. And I didn't know how to empty the cup. I didn't even understand how to empty my cup. So how I'm going to understand how to take advantage of opportunities? I didn't even see them as opportunities. I seen them as obligations. That's different.
Yeah, that is different.
When I got to the other college,
and you in Kansas though, Frank. What you gonna do in Kansas?
Well, you know the enemy, the devil gonna pervert something. He's not a
Facts.
creator.
Yeah.
So if he's not a creator, he gonna pervert something and bring something before you. And I went looking for the dope game there, and I found out that you can make more money there off selling rocks, not coke.
So first chance, you're like, I don't care. Second chance, you're going to this community college.
Residue
Now
following.
third chance, you're in Kansas, and you're like, I'm still gonna.
Because it was
feel
a
invincible?
hunger and thirst. Nah, I didn't feel invisible. I felt like this is my life, because all I was taught that you won't live to make it past 15. That's what I was taught in my community. So we lived to the fullest like we didn't care, because we knew at 15 we'd probably be dead.
Yeah.
When I made it to 18, I was like, whoa, wait, hold on.
Yeah, this hit different.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, I made it a little farther. That's the mindset you have. So I went to Kansas and took the residue with me and found myself incarcerated. They allegedly say I tried to kill somebody and have a shootout. They allegedly said that I had guns. And so I went to jail, and I remember being in the shower when they arrested me. I say, dog.
They came to your dorm?
They came to the door and arrested me. And I went in the shower when I was incarcerated there and in the jail, and the water hit my face. So I'm crying. I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm tired. I just don't get it. I'm just doing what I feel I need to do to protect myself and be who I am. But I wasn't what God said.
Mm-hmm.
I was what I said, what my community said, what my environment said. That's not what God said I was. And they let me out off bond. The first place I went is the coach and the president sat down with me in the office. They said, you'll never touch this football field again. We have to let you stay in school because you haven't been found guilty yet. I'm taking it to trial again. This is my second trial. 12 jurors make the decision. So the coach would never talk to me again. I would walk past him in the hallway. I would try to go lift. He would say no. Man, they ignored me. So my life changed this day, you guys. I walked the same way every day because nobody would talk to me because I was all on the news. And I would go to class, back to my dorm. Class, back to my dorm. One day, someone said, hey, young man. I turned around. It was a janitor. This janitor said, hey, I don't know who you are, but you walk this way every day. It's a light over your head. And God told me to tell you you're going to change the world. I started to laugh and say, lady, if you know who I was, you wouldn't be talking to me. She said, I don't care who you are. I don't even know who you are. I'm just telling you what God told me, that you're going to change the world. And she said, will you do something for me? I said, sure. She said, will you go to church with me? I said, man, you sound like my mom. I don't want to do all that.
Here we go. Yeah.
I'm facing a lot of stuff.
You just told me that just so I could go to church for you. Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Nobody else talked to me.
Mm-hmm.
I went to church with her, and she mentored me at her house, life coached me and told me what was going on, the anger that was inside, the doubt that was inside, the unbelief that was inside. And that's when I changed, brother.
Hey, God said, be careful how you entertain strangers.
Man, and people have to take this title thing, because if I was looking at titles, I wouldn't have looked at a janitor to help me. I would have thought it would have came from some big-time pastor or one of the big-time coaches. It came from a janitor is the reason why I'm sitting here talking to y'all today. And she helped me empty the cup. She helped me put down the fake ID.
You still keep in touch with her?
Oh, she passed away. But before that, yes. But she has a son, and I take care of him.
Oh, man, that's what's up, bro.
Yeah.
That's a blessing, man. That is crazy. So so wait, what happened when you went to trial, though? I don't want to
I went to trial, and it was scary, bro. Because they had they say they had a witness and everything. And I'm like, well, there's no way y'all can have a witness because I was at this place. So I had my teammates come to trial with me, and they said, yeah, he was here playing the game. So when I went to trial, my teammates, my whole team was
got a football game
me.
or playing video games?
Playing the PlayStations.
Yeah, okay.
And then I got found not guilty. I was facing 10 to 15 years.
2 times.
2 times.
The
first time in 12, then
God was definitely looking
then came
over
back and they found me not guilty. I just broke down, and the coaches, I asked them, could I come back and play? They said, I guess we'll let him come back because, we ain't really got no choice. Just let him come back. He ain't going to make the team because they got an All-American running back already that's coming back. So they was like, he ain't going to make the team. Let him come back. I went home, bro. For the first time in my life, I got a job at a Winn-Dixie warehouse. I never had a job before. I worked at a Winn-Dixie warehouse, and I printed out a Florida State workout book. And I went and worked out every single day after work, bro, till I almost died. Hanz, I almost died. I cramped from my head down to my toes. The ambulance had to come get me. They said if it was a little longer, you would have stroked out. That's how bad I wanted to stay off the streets. That's how bad I wanted to prove people wrong. Until you get hungry like that, you won't know what being successful means.
No,
I
facts.
was not just hungry, I was thirsty.
You were starving.
I was starving, brother.
Yeah.
And I remember I got calls from my kinfolks like, hey, man, we heard you back and you need something? We'll go ahead and put you on. I say, nah, bro, I ain't doing that.
Damn that.
They'll call me back at 2 a.m. You know what I did when they called me? I got up out the bed and went to the track. Every time they called me, I would say no, because I'm the leader and I'm going to go to the track.
Yeah.
Just because they called me. That means go work out hard.
Yeah.
So, you know, man, I found myself now back at Garden City. The running back today said that was going to be starting. He got kicked out. So guess who was up?
You.
But what if I would have quit? What if I would have said, nah,
Yeah,
they already got to
never-
run?
yeah.
No, I went home and got in that work. And
You put the ego aside.
I put the ego aside. I put the pride aside. And I went in as the starter. And I took that team to the national championship. I won MVP of the season. I won MVP of the national champ game. I got inducted to the Junior College Hall of Fame, and I won the Heisman in junior college that year.
Dang, man. I
1
got to
year.
give it up to you, bro. That's what's up, man. That's crazy. So it's, and I don't want to interrupt you, but I just
No, you
definitely,
good.
it's a lot of inspiring things that you've gone through, but at the same time, there's a lot of context to, there's a lot of takeaways, right?
Mhm.
And number one is never count yourself out, right? And again, we like to leave the breadcrumbs. Put God first. Never count yourself out. Listen to everyone. Entertain everybody who comes to you.
Yeah.
Whether good or bad, because God's sending a message through somebody.
Don't put a title on people. Don't chase
Don't look.
titles.
Don't look. Yeah.
And I'll say this, get in the right position.
Okay.
Because a lot of people don't get in the right position for success, but they'll cry, they'll whine, they'll look at other people's success, but they're not willing to put in and get in the right position. There's a certain position and a posture you got to be in to be successful.
What's that posture?
That posture is the position that tells you when you're wrong and you receive it.
Yeah.
The
Now,
posture.
Frank,
Come
that's a whole nother podcast. Let me ask you something, man. How old are you?
Man, I'm 48.
How many people in your lifetime in 48 years have said, Frank, you know what? You're right, man. My bad. Before mentoring, maybe after mentoring, but your personal friends or close friends.
Man, I can't count.
I tell this, that's my study. I've told it to Chef. How about you, Jamaica? How many people in your lifetime have been like, Jamaica, man, you right, my bad? That shit don't happen. But I don't understand why it don't happen, because if someone that you know is credible and can come to you and they're not coming from a place of malice and ill intent, then all they're doing is helping you grow.
Mm-hmm.
I tell my friends all the time, no, hold me accountable. Like, bro, I'm here to grow. Like, I got to be better than I was yesterday.
Yeah.
But if you don't tell me, if I got yes, man, I'm stagnant, right? But if you tell me, how'd you do this? Yo, this dude just came back into my life 6 months ago. And we had fell out and we became friends again. 2 months in, I already remembered how disciplined he was. 2 months in of us reconnecting, I said, hey, man, I need you to do me a favor. He's like, what's up? I need you to be my accountability partner. Wake me the fuck up. Be my alarm clock for every project I got.
Right.
And hold me accountable. Am I right? It's like, I just need someone who's going to spit it. If you ever met Chef, he's going to give it to you raw.
Right.
If he need money, he'll be like, I need that shit now. Yeah. It don't come with no like filter. He'll tell you, hey, you told me this.
Right.
I'll be like, hold me accountable, bro. I said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Like, he is. So I definitely admire that, but I know I didn't have that. And for 50 years, you tell me I'm asking someone at 50 years old, hey, man, I need you to be my accountability partner. So going back to what you said, imagine people had that that transparency to say, I need someone to hold me accountable.
And I didn't have that either, just like you.
Yeah.
I remember Peyton Manning called me. We know
What?
who Peyton Manning.
Time out. Frank, stop name dropping.
No. This goes to position.
I already gave you an important intro. I was like, the man. Now he's like, hey, yeah, the other day Peyton Manning
No,
called.
it wasn't the other day. It was during that time where I was going through this is the example I'm giving you to get in position, because here's the story.
One time Michael called me. Jackson. I'm just saying.
Jackson, really? Oh, okay.
He called me.
What he taught you how to do?
Just asked me what I was doing. I was like, I'm chilling, man, but I'm gonna holler at you later. All right, so now we're equally important.
We equally important. So this was back when I was still playing, and he said, Frank, can you come catch? Because I trained at his facility, called D1. And I said, sure, I can come down. He said, I'm going to bring another quarterback. Are you in shape? I say, man, I'm good. Where you want to meet at? So he sent me the location. I go down there. I see him walking on the field, and guess who walked with him? Tom Brady. So I'm like, I'm finna catch for two of Best quarterbacks to ever play the game. But see, I learned something, Hanz.
But this was just a while ago, so Tom wasn't who he was he?
Oh, yeah, Tom was still that guy.
You played in the league the same time they played.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I went the same draft as Tom. I went higher than
You
Tom.
went before him. That's what I was gonna say. You went before him.
Tom is a great and amazing, not just quarterback, but person. But what I learned that day from Peyton Manning changed my life. I remember Peyton saying this. He said, Frank, if you get in that position right there, not 2 yards to the left, to the right, not too far, but right where I tell you to go every time, the ball will be there on time. Dude, every time I was in that position, I caught the ball. Every time I wasn't in that position, the ball dropped or it was too far to the left. That's what's missing. A lot of people won't get in a position because it feels uncomfortable. A lot of people won't get in a position and you wonder why you're not catching the blessing. You're not catching the blessing from God because you don't want to get in that position. There's a position that you have to be in so you can receive success. Success is a position. And if you want to be successful, you got to get in a position and it's not going to be comfortable. You got to already put that in your head. It's not going to be comfortable because every position he put me in, somebody trying to move me out the way and steal the ball, intercept the ball, or they trying to hit me from the backside. I'm telling you, it's your time if you know your position.
That was deep. I was like, it's funny, man. I did a post 2 years ago, and God spoke to me, and I was telling people about stop waiting, right? And I said, tell my fellas, it's the New Year's, right? And I said, y'all remember playing football, and we get in the huddle, and everybody would be like, what do you want me to do? And the guy goes, just go long, or just go, right? And we're like, well, it's quick slant, and the quarterback's, man, just go, I got you. And I was like, so many times God is telling us, don't worry about it. Just take that first step.
Yeah.
He's going to get the ball to us. We too worried about, well, if it don't go this way, left way, listen, just go out. I got you. And I always tell people, like, just putting yourself in that position to go, the ball is going to eventually come to you. So when you said that, that made me go back and remember this post I did, man. So I just love everything you're saying so far. It's so dope, man. But before Peyton Manning, before Tom Brady, we got to go back to the draft.
Ooh.
Because you're talking about, and I know people like, yo, what happened to the draft? You dropped that bomb that your friend got killed. I would have probably been like, man, damn this. I don't even want to be here.
I felt like that at the house. I felt like that it was over. I'd never forget. On top of that, the scouts, when they came to work me out, and, I still got the record at Kansas State to this day, 4.22 40, 42.5-inch vertical.
Congrats, bro. Yeah.
And I'm thankful for that. But when I stood in that scout face and he told me, he kept looking up and down and all the scouts, he said, man, I don't think we could draft you with a record like this. I said, man, I was found not guilty. They was like, 2 times as dealing with guns and shootouts and drugs. Yeah, you was found not guilty, but with a smoke, they're fire. And he said, I don't think we can draft you. So when I got home, my mama said, are you ready for the draft? I say, Mom, they don't really like me like that. My mama say, boy, what God got for you, no man can take you to play.
Yeah.
And I went in the restroom, bro, and I looked in the mirror, and I want everybody to use this drill that I use. It's called the mirror drill. The mirror, you can see yourself, you can hear yourself. I begin to talk to myself. I say, listen, you will get drafted. You work too hard. They will not hold you back. God got you. And I built myself up. Sometimes, you guys, when you're seeking success, you got to build yourself up. Because, see, the mirror is not just to reflect what you see. It's to correct what you see as well. Yeah. When you get in the mirror, it ain't just to reflect and look at stuff. No, you got to correct some stuff that you see about
People
yourself.
Don't like doing that.
And they don't like doing that. Mm-hmm. When I learned to do that, that also put me in the right position. When I learned to do that, it helped me empty my cup.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you have to bring correction to yourself when no one's watching, because what you do in the dark will come out in the light, no matter if it's good or bad. I wanted, when it come to the light, I wanted everything to be good. So in the dark, I got it in.
But draft day is the dark place.
I
want to stick
dark.
to that. I know you got the motivational stuff.
It was dark.
But the draft day, what is it? You sitting around the family and you get a call?
Sitting around the family. I get the call, and I drop to the floor. But we didn't know if it was for sure. So me and his brother rode out.
On draft day?
Yeah, to see what was going on. We rode out early before the draft started.
Was he in a dope game or whatever? It was just in the streets?
Yeah, in the streets, yeah. All of us was.
Yeah.
So, we're trying to find our way out. I was just blessed enough to get out. And when we found out, what happened, he's dead, I went back home and I was through. I wasn't.
Was there a draft party and you just walked past everybody?
Yeah, it was just family.
Yeah.
And I just walked in the room and stayed in the room. And I get a call on the 4th round. They said, Frank, it was Kansas City Chiefs. We're going to take you here. They didn't. I guess they found out more about my past. I don't know. They didn't take me, and I was like, oh. So I went back in the room and just stayed. I didn't even
Don't
care.
they do that research before though?
Yeah, but I just think that, I think everybody, got their opinion about somebody
Yeah.
when they sitting in that
Yeah.
room and they have to make the decision. Because, if
Yeah.
you make the wrong decision, that you could lose your job.
Yeah.
So I understood. At the time, I didn't. But then 6th round, Chicago called and said, we're going to take you. And they said something key. They say, we're not taking you because we know you fast, you can jump high. We taking you because your coach said something to us. I say,
Your high school coach?
no, my
college
college coach, Kansas State University, Coach Snyder. He's a legend, Hall of Fame coach. And, I thought he wasn't going to say nothing good about me. I say, really? What did he say? He say, he's something special about you, not just on the field, but off the field. So he seen something in me that I didn't even think he seen.
I gotta ask, was Coach Snyder white?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Coach Snyder is a legend. He had the worst program in college football history at Kansas State and turned it around.
Yeah.
And no one has ever did that in college football. So he is a legend. He's a Hall of Fame coach. So it means something when he said that.
That's dope.
And so that's what happened on draft day when they took me. And we went out to celebrate, and I almost died. I got robbed.
Wait, what? Your friend? Okay, so your friend gets killed on draft day.
Mm-hmm.
You get drafted by the Chicago Bears on draft day, and then you get robbed that same night.
I go celebrate. Me and my boys, we go celebrate. After celebration, I go home, but where I'm at is far from where we was at because I was in a nice gated community where I was partying at was still,
the hood.
in the hood. So the robbers had to follow. They followed me all the way. And in Jacksonville, they tell you, always look out your rear view. That's a thing in Jacksonville. Always. Me, I'm music blasting, having a good time. My new Escalade. Escalade just came out. Nobody ain't have it. So I'm
got
flexing.
drafted. You like, yeah, I'm
And I get to the house, and as soon as I get out, lay it down. Other words will say it.
Yeah.
I say, man, I just looked at them and I try to run. Because in Jacksonville, in Duval, if they rob you, most likely going to die. And I know that because what you reap, what you sow.
Yeah.
I was reaping what I was
karma
sowing.
came back.
And I tried to run, and another dude came from the other side and say, nah. And they knew my name. They say, get down. And I wouldn't get down at first. And then finally I said, nah, do what you going to do. Look me, do what you going to do. They say, get down. And I gave everything up. They got my keys. They had 2 guns. They had both of their guns right there to me, and I got on down. And I can see that how their legs how they was running. Because I couldn't see their face. They had on a mask. So, of course, the police get the vehicle, but they ain't get them.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So now you with the Bucs.
Now I'm with the Bucs.
You can kind of throw everything behind you.
Yes.
But how hard was that? Because now you this young dude from Duval. Everybody want to feel like they getting paid too. You know what I'm saying? How was that?
Man,
And back then they wasn't paying like they paying now.
No, but it matched the economy.
That's true. That is
everything
true.
matched. Yeah. So back then when I got to the Bucs, the first thing that happened that I sat in front of Coach Dungy, and he kept looking up and down. I'm like, what is he? I try to beat him to the punch because I'm figuring he looking at my record. So I say, Coach, thank you for the second chance. And he said, son, I'm not giving you a second chance. God did. What you gonna do with it? That changed my perspective right there.
Yeah, you knew. Fresh.
I was like, man, I started a charity. I started a nonprofit organization. I started getting
while you were
involved in the
playing.
community while I was playing. I started speaking engagements. I started doing business on a whole nother level, making sure I operate in character and integrity. Listen, I didn't want to bring my past into my presence and destroy my future. And that's what a lot of us do. We bring our past into our presence and destroy our future. And I didn't want to do that because I knew,
like, I'm not even here for that.
No, because I knew at the end of the day, only I can put definition behind my name.
Yeah.
People can help me, but at the end of the day, you got to do the work. Because if not knowing your purpose, bro, is like not knowing your name.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You got to know your purpose.
Yeah. It's hard sometimes finding it, though.
It's hard.
I still pray sometimes. I'm like, what's my purpose, God? Let me know. You know what I mean? I'm trying to figure it out as I go. I think we all are.
Yeah.
But, like, you touch on a key point. I tell people, my parents were Haitian, right? So we got to understand that even at our age, it was our parents that couldn't go to school with whites, our parents that couldn't get on the bus. It wasn't like 500 generations ago, right? So when people think of the way our parents taught us and your parents being a certain strict type of parent on you is because of the fear that they have. There's so much emotional trauma and stuff that they went through that even counseling was taboo back then. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Going to see
Yeah.
that therapy was taboo. So
Yeah.
I learned in my life now is my parents deserve so much grace because they just did not know and the resources wasn't out there. Right? And so we look at like people like yourself, y'all gotta keep speaking to these young cats because they're just being taught what was taught to them, and it's just getting a little bit less um, adversity compared to our parents went through. But can you imagine all the shit they went through? That is just like, hey, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this. There's a reason why they said be in before the lights come on. We used to think it was just because it
Yeah.
was, you know what I mean? But for them, it probably had a whole different meaning. You know
Man,
what I mean?
the father,
Huh? Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I think fathers is a big part of our success. And people say, well, Frank, you had a father. Yeah, but he wasn't present. He worked 5 a.m, get back at 7. So he put in that work. He showed me hard work. That's why I work hard, but he wasn't present. And something will replace you. If you absent, something will try to replace you. And that's what happened. The streets replaced my dad.
Mm-hmm.
But see, my dad, where he was raised, he never said, I love you. I never heard him tell my mama he loved her. I never seen him hug my mama. He never told me he loved me. And I never forget the day that I gave my life to God and I really started hammering in and focusing in on my walk with Christ. I told Dad, I said, Dad, I love you. I kept saying it till he finally one day said, I love you. But see, a lot of us have false expectations of our parents. And you putting all this pressure on them, but they wasn't taught like that. They only
know.
doing what they can do. They
don't
only
know.
know what they know. And
Yeah.
I'm telling a lot of men and women, you have to forgive your parents.
Gotta give them grace.
You got to give them grace because if you don't, it just flows over to you. And then you teach that same thing, then it flows down to your kids. And you reaping what you sow. And you holding on to that based off false expectations. Take
Because
the
of what
false
the world tells
expectations
us,
off.
but what we gotta personalize our lives with our parents. My dad, you just named my dad perfectly. Great provider. Was respiratory therapist. Came from Haiti. You know, provided for his family. I was probably 48 when my mom passed, but she was given 6 weeks to live. So my father and I and my daughter drove to Miami to go see her because she was at a hospital in Miami. And on the way back, that was the last time my parents saw each other. So on the way back, I asked my dad to drive. I was tired. You know, it's a 9-hour drive from Miami to
Right.
Georgia. He drove for about an hour and a half. He was like, you ready? I'm like, what the? You know what I mean? We barely made it to Port St. Lucie. So when I get in the car, my daughter is 18, and me and my daughter are like super close. My oldest daughter, we're all my kids. But at this point, me and my daughter, I'm like, okay, you co-pilot. So me and her are talking about college, life. We're driving for 4 hours. And I'm like, hey, look in the back and see if Grandpa's sleeping. And my dad's like, no, I'm not sleeping. I didn't know you guys were that cool. At that point, it hit me like he didn't know it was okay to be cool with your kids.
Okay.
He's like, I'm just enjoying hearing you guys talk. That's literally what he said. I called my siblings. I was like, later on that week, I was like, hey, we got to give them grace, man. Dad didn't even know. So all them times, we never got the I love you either until he got sick.
Yeah.
But he didn't know it was okay because his dad was strict.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was all that fear that was brought to them by whatever situations they had to go through, which we know, you know what I mean, circumstances. But they were just taught, they're just teaching us what they were taught. I'm a provider. That's it. Speak when spoken to. Don't ask why. You know what I mean? But again, having people like you is so important because you can teach people like, hey, I'm not your dad, but you can talk. It's okay to tell your dad I love you, even if you ain't getting it back. Man, help them. We don't have to rely on our dads to teach us. We could teach them it's okay.
You know, I had to teach this to myself, and this made all the difference. I had to know the difference between anger and anguish. A lot of people don't know the difference. See, anger is an emotional feeling that you just pop off. Say whatever, do whatever, take care of whatever. That's what I did in the streets. And I had to realize anger going that far is not good for me. Not good for nobody.
Yeah.
What I had to realize is that I'm anguish. Anguish is a burning desire to help someone, a burning desire to do what's right because it's right, a burning desire to make sure you make good decisions. And I tell people all the time, if you operating in anger, there's going to be a lot of mistakes that can cost you your purpose, cost you your life, because your
Take the emotion out
emotions
of it.
are
Yeah.
all over the place.
Yeah.
But if you operate in anguish, it's under control. You see the target. You plan accordingly.
Yeah.
You know, you pray accordingly.
Yeah.
You prepare accordingly. And then you be patient accordingly for it to all come to pass.
Yeah.
So that's what I learned that helped me a lot. And because I didn't know my purpose, even though I was still going through this, Coach Dungy said that, and I'm doing all these camps and speaking and all this stuff here. I knew my purpose when I played for Miami. When I got to Miami, and Coach Saban was the coach then.
Oh yeah.
For that 1 year.
Sorry, Brian. No,
And
no
I
disrespect.
got went to Alabama, and
he was done with Alabama.
now, you know, and I got to Miami, and I never forget. We always have a room by ourselves the night before the game. Always.
Okay.
They overbooked the hotel. So Saban said, man, we apologize, but we got a room up. I'm pissed because I ain't want a roommate. The night before the game, I want to keep it tradition.
Yeah.
I want to lay in the bed that I like. I want to jump and study my plays. And
Yeah.
imagine. I get in the room, he on the bed that I like. So I'm like, man, this is just, I'm pissed, bro. I'm taking my stuff out the suitcase, and I noticed the cat kept staring at me. So I'm like, you okay, bro? Like, he said, how did you do it? He said, man, I watch you in the locker room. You walk around the locker room like you some star player. All the star players always talking to you, asking you questions. I ain't noticed that.
Yeah.
I say, man, I'm just being me. I don't know. He said, well, I read this article about you getting incarcerated and all this, man. He said, how did you do it? He said, because, Frank, I need your help. He said, I'm on cocaine every day. Can you please help me? While I'm sitting here complaining about what room, God was doing a divine appointment and a connection. And, man, me and that brother, I stayed with him all night. I said, man, bump the game. I don't care about the game tomorrow. I stayed up all night praying with him, mentoring, life coaching him just like the janitor did for me. Will you be a janitor? That's what you got to ask yourself. Will you be a janitor?
You know this karma coming back around in a bad way and good way for you. You know what I mean? Where God's testing you, saying, look, I threw you the olive branch. Are you going to throw it to somebody else?
Yeah.
Right? So it's crazy. I could visualize everything you're saying. Dope storyteller, too. So we're going to talk about your book, because if I could visualize it when you're talking about it, I know people that read this book can visualize it as well. Hey, man, you got to go. Why you keep checking your phone?
No, me?
Yeah,
These are my notes, man.
Oh, okay, Negro.
I don't want to forget nothing. I'm on the best show in America, baby. Hey, I want to make sure I cover everything. Shoot.
Look, very astute person. Frank is,
Nah.
I love it. Okay, cool, man.
All notes, baby.
I know Chef Mike can come here and laugh. You know, we ad-lib this whole podcast. Like, hey, man, eye contact. But, see, that's another reason. When people lose eye contact, I lose focus on where we are at. So, all right, so we're here. NFL. You had some Nick Sabans, Tony Dungy, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning. Like, who's been the most influential person that's in the NFL? Not particularly player. It could be coach that has spoke to you. And then we're going to go into how'd you life after football. What was that mentality like? But, again, we're going to ad-lib this thing, right? Conversation. How did you deal with the pressures of the family? You bought your new Escalade. I know you got robbed. Yeah. But mom, everybody, I don't know, was asking,
you know
about
what?
me?
No, you know what? Because when nobody believed in you and nobody thought you was going to make it, when you do make it, when I was in college and I came back to visit home and went in the neighborhood, everybody said, we thought you was dead. They didn't even know I was in college.
Dang.
So when there's no expectations from nobody on your life and where you make it, it's kind of hard for people to fix their mouth and say, I'm finna go ask Frank for something.
Or when the expectations are you ain't going to make it.
Yeah. So I didn't have that. My brothers and sisters were successful in their own right.
Thank God.
That was a blessing.
Yeah.
They do their own thing, and they do a very good job of it. My mom, that's my assignment.
Yeah.
Is to take care of my mom and dad.
Yeah.
That's not, hey, if you just take care of your mom and dad and that's it, and your brothers and sisters, that's it, you missed your whole assignment. You missed your purpose. That's automatic.
Yeah.
Your purpose is to
given.
make sure that that's a given. Your purpose is designed for you to spread it out amongst the masses.
Is that your purpose?
That's my purpose.
How you found that out when you talked to the dude?
In Miami, I knew I supposed to have been mentoring and life coaching NFL, NBA players, Major League Baseball, all athletes from middle school and up. And that's when I started doing that.
I'm gonna ask you a question I asked my pastor. How do you know if it's your flesh talking to you or God? So you said it's my purpose. It could have been, oh man, that's just your ego talking. Like, oh, I'm just here to counsel people. Or how can you tell?
It's a feeling you get inside that you can never forget. When I mentored that man, a month or two later, his wife ran up to me and hugged my neck so tight, bro. His kids ran up and grabbed my legs so tight. That's a feeling,
That's
an
crazy.
emotion,
Yeah.
and a love that I never can forget, and I want that back.
Yeah.
I burn and desire to reproduce that feeling every time I mentor because I changed somebody's life, and I didn't just change theirs, I changed their family.
You know what the thing is, though, man, with me, and I love what you said, but sometimes I do let fear. Like, I'll get that one person, shout out to Sed and Dana. There's some mentees of mine. I help them start an ambulance company. And Sed came to me, man, and said, man, thank you, man. You saved my life. Because he was in trucking when everybody was in trucking.
Right.
But then it got bad. And then one of my, a lady named Wendy, close friend of mine now, introduced me to him. But then you got somebody the other side of the spectrum. Man, I done spent $15K on an ambulance. It ain't working. Bro, I could only lead you. I can't do it for you. So that's always discouraging. Like, is this really my purpose? Because I've helped a lot of people, you know, change the trajectory of their life financially. But then you got that one more, you know, that can't get it right. And that speaks to your conscience, like, you can't do this. What if 1 times 10? Now it's 10 people doing this, right? And my goal is to just leave a lot of people. Like, I just believe in relationships. But I could tell you right now, I still don't know what my purpose is. I could talk to Jamaica right now, and me and Jamaica I just met you, what, a month ago? We ain't never talked money. I'm like, you help me, this studio is yours. You could have access to it. That's just how I rock. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if that's my purpose.
Remember this. There's always a mirror in front of you. Everybody got a mirror in front of them. What you say about yourself reflects right back to you. If you say you don't know, the energy gonna be you never gonna know, because nobody controls your life. Yeah. That mirror, you in that mirror, is the control of your life. Energy comes from when you lock in and know that you can do something. Dude, I knew I was going to the NFL. Yeah. I said I was going to the NFL at 11 years old. I said I was going to the NFL when I was locked up the first time. They laughed at me and they say, Frank, why you always doing push-ups and sit-ups and shadow boxing and squatting mats? What's wrong with you? I say, bro, because I'm going to the NFL. They say, laugh. Yeah. Boy, you know where you at? You in jail. I say, I know where I'm at, but I also know where I'm going.
Facts.
So if you understand where you going, you ain't got time to worry about where you at. You're worrying about where you at.
Yeah.
You got to worry about where you're going. You don't even have to know. It's not for you to know 100% where you're going, because then you don't need God. It's for you to know where you're going based off the fear of God that he put in you and say, hey, that right there feels like me.
Good. Yeah.
It feels like me, not like Instagram, not like your friends. This feels like me. That's what I said. When Coach Dungy said that to me, I say, man, that feels like me.
Yeah.
My story. You can't go do my story, because you go into prisons, you're going to be able to talk to the guys. But in there, they like, you ain't been in here where I'm at. You don't know how tough it is. Mm-hmm. So you may be able to impact them, but not to the level I can, because this is where I'm at.
Yeah.
Where you at?
Yeah, for real.
That's all it is. And be satisfied with your portion.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we can talk ourselves out of being satisfied with the portion God gave us. And if you're not satisfied with your portion, guess what you do? You start chasing. You start looking at what everybody else doing.
It's the lack of gratitude.
That's what it is.
And I feel you, man. I think the other day it was like crazy, because I was just telling you, like, me and you have taught these conversations about women and stuff like that. And when I met my girl, I was like, you know what? It's weird. I feel like you're my assignment. And she's like, what do you mean? I said, I don't even know what I mean. I'm on autopilot right now. But I felt like that was my job. My job is to protect you. And not like if a dude try you, but in every way. And I said, I'm going to just figure this out as I go along, because I live my truth every day, right? So it's crazy. I could just be transparent with you and say, I'm still trying to, like, God, what is my purpose, right? I might put a bunch of mirrors in my room so I can figure it out, since you told me just look in the mirror.
No, just constantly look at yourself and constantly talk to yourself. How you become friends with somebody?
Conversation.
and why do it get familiar? Why do stuff start to work and flow and you got a feeling about your homeboy or your homegirl or even your wife? It's because y'all conversating all the time.
Yeah.
Y'all talking to each other. And you'll know what's going on in his life without him saying nothing after a while.
Yeah.
You'll walk up and just have a couple of words and be like, man, what's wrong, man?
Yeah.
Why you can't do that with yourself?
It's, you know what, with me, man, I'm going to be 100 with you. I can, if you tell me my gift is this, I'm not saying it's my purpose.
Right.
Hanz, I'm here in my career and I need to get this, and this done. I don't know what it is, man. My creative juices start going to energy and I could knock it out. If Jamaica says, hey, I need to get on BET, I could get that. I don't even know how. I just know I can make it happen, right? I'm so good with other people, so it takes. And other people have sat right where you sat and was like, man, it's because of you. I'm with Forbes magazine. I'm like, what? It's because of you. I'm this. And I'm like, okay, cool. But with me, it's like, I know I could do anything.
Well,
Like
maybe you a manager. Maybe you called to manage other people at a cost. You know, maybe that's part of your purpose because of the people you meet and people you come in contact with, the people that desire to get help, and you able to connect the dots.
Yeah.
Maybe that's one of your callings, to be a manager and manage people in their successful part and put them in the right position.
And you hit it, because I've been telling this one girl, I helped her start her billing company, but she ain't never want to partner with me. And then finally, 2 months ago, because everything I would tell her, she would implement it. But I'm like, hey, man, Tamara, come on, bro. I done sent you like 10 clients. You know, I'm obviously worth my weight in gold. Finally, 2 months ago, she's like, all right, let's talk partnership. All right, cool. I get a percentage of her her billing company. And I've literally been streamlining everything. She was like, oh, my God, I'm so glad you're here. I'm like, yeah, we're going to do a policy on this. I talked to her employees like, hey, what's one of the internal issues? And now it's like we're fixing everything. But, you know, I'm just operating in autopilot. It ain't like I got to struggle to do it, right? I just, you know, from passing out flyers on South Beach to working in L.A. for club promoters, it's like I don't know. I know how to navigate everybody else's shit. But then with me, it's like, sometimes it just gets really cloudy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you doubt yourself for a minute. And then when I set my goal, I'm like, oh, I just made 10K yesterday, right? But it's a constant battle of fighting the voices of
you cloudy
the negative
because
voices.
you cloudy because you are sitting in the wrong position. If you go on this side of town, it could be pouring down rain and cloudy. You go on this side of town, it could be sunshine.
Yeah.
It's your position.
Yeah.
So if you in a position of cloud, change your position.
Is it sunny at your house?
Yeah, the sun. I keep the sun out.
All right, I'm going to follow you home.
Follow me. I don't know nothing but the sun.
I don't even know where you live. I'm be like, where that black Cadillac?
Even when the cloud come, man, I run to the sun. I don't just sit there in the cloud because I know where that can take me.
Yeah.
So I run to the sun and really try to figure out what's next. And that's why I got so many projects. I'm working on so many things, but I make sure it always streamline back to my purpose.
Yeah.
So.
And you don't even have to like really, and I'm talking just from a true transparent point, but I figured it out. But I do this conversation to let other people know that it's just not them, right? I made a meal, I lost a meal, I did this. But like sometimes you don't have to go to the to where the sun is. God will send somebody to, you know, break the clouds up for you.
Yeah.
This nigga over here texts me every morning. Good morning, bro. Have a good day. Every morning. One day he forgot. And I called him like,
what's wrong with
everything
you?
all right? It was last week. I was like, where's my morning motivational coffee? You know what I mean?
Right.
But so sometimes you get that person and be like, nah, I'll be your sunlight. And then you feed it back. You know what I'm saying? So like, I definitely understand what you're saying, man. But you just have such an incredible story. And then you decided to write a book about it. So tell us about the book called The Man Behind the Helmet. And what's this, promotional stuff?
No, that's just all the curriculum and
we
programs.
charge for that.
Yeah, all curriculum and programs,
I'm
man.
just
I got. You see, I kept talking.
We charge for promo.
Yeah, man. The Man Behind the Helmet, God of Second Chances. Super Bowl winning coach Tony Dungy forwarded the book for me.
Forwarded by Tony Dungy.
It's my life story, bro. Yeah, he forwarded in there and everything.
But
so
did he sign it?
Well, his signature is his statements and things like that. He wrote He wrote that stuff.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, he wrote it. Yeah, I don't want his signature.
I
I want my signature. I don't want nobody else's signature.
Did he sign it? Is this my copy?
That's your copy, brother.
I appreciate you. Thank you, man.
But that book, was birthed out of, what I went through. And now we just finished the movie, doing the budget for the movie. We're excited about that next step. And I done wrote 2 other books.
Wait, you doing a movie?
Yeah, a movie based off the book, The Man Behind the
Now,
Helm.
you know I've been working out so I could play you.
Oh, man.
I need some Beijing for the grade.
Yeah, you got
I'll be that 1995 version of Frank Top. Let me tell you, Frank Murphy. Look, don't ask me to do squats or nothing like that.
It's gonna be exciting, man. It's really to transform the youth. We want the youth to really look at this movie and see that it's a God of second chances. You got other opportunities. Don't follow behind a culture that takes you straight to the graveyard. You can create your own culture to what is really true for you.
Now, I had another special guest here. Candace.
Yeah.
Big on manifesting.
Yeah.
You are too, though, it seems like. So, like the average person that has these, hey, you can't do this, you can't do that. So here's what I do, right? I want to talk to you about this. I don't manifest, kind of. Like, I do, but I just go buy shit, right? So, like, this year, I'm like, I'm going to get a Mercedes. No, I can't afford it. Oh, I can. But I'm going to get it because the harder, it makes me work harder. What I say is, I have to throw my back against the wall. And then I come out, let's go. Like when this studio came about, and every guest who comes, they're like, oh, this dude got a real studio. Yeah, nigga, this out. Like, we ain't playing. Like, my name's attached to this. But I'll take my credit card and bomb, bomb, bomb. And now it's like, I'm all in. I ain't got no choice but to fight back. Like, with people like me, it's like, we manifest, but we fight more. We're like, that fight or flight mode. And that's how I become successful. Like when my back against the wall, it's like, it's go time.
It's different when you fight from a place of victory. Like
it's harder.
I'm fighting from a place of victory, which means I'm already victory no matter what. I'm already victorious. Yeah. I'm not searching for a place of victory of like, I'm victory if I do this, if I do that. No. I'm in a position. This is me. Yeah. I'm victorious no matter what. It's gonna work. It's gonna happen. And if it don't happen, I'm still victorious because that means it ain't supposed to happen because it would have took me down the wrong path. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking at victory no matter what the decision is. Yes, no, it didn't work. It did work. If you think of it like that, because it has to be some no's.
Oh yeah,
it has to. Because if it no no's, you're gonna run into a lot of brick walls.
Yeah.
I was playing, I popped my Achilles. We was playing against Denver Broncos, and I was playing for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I say, man, I came back healthy that next year, but a lot of teams didn't want to sign me because they was like, man, you just trying to, check your Achilles out. We need somebody healthy. I say, no, I'm healthy. So I had to go to Canada to prove.
You played for the UCF.
So I went to the CFL.
Yes.
I went to the Toronto Argonauts. I led in 3 of the 4 receiver categories the first year I was there. Then nobody still didn't want to pick me up. So Toronto called and say, will you come on and play for us again, just one more year? I say, cool. I went through if you've been to Toronto, going across the border is a lot.
Yeah.
I get to the hotel in Toronto from Florida, and I'm like, man, I'm tired. I sit on the bed, I get a call. It's the GM. The GM say, hey, Frank, can you take a pay cut? I say, I led in 3 of the 4 categories. Absolutely
I need
not.
a pay raise.
I really should be asking for more money. He said, well, we have to. I say, why y'all didn't tell me that before I came over here? Y'all going to ask me this right when I get here.
Yeah.
And I felt the Spirit of God. The Holy Spirit was like, calm down. It's not about you. So I said, okay, man. I'm not taking a pay cut. They said, we're going to have to let you go. I said, all right, thank you for the opportunity. When I felt the Spirit of God say, it's not about you, I started walking around asking people, was they okay? Because, other players coming into the hotel, we had to report. So I walked to this player and said, hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm okay. Okay, he don't need help. How you doing? So nobody needed help. The limo pull up. They say, Frank Murphy, your limo ready to take you back to the airport. I get in the limo, and the dude like, man, didn't we just drop you off? I was like, yeah. And he started to drive off. I say, man, I don't even know why I'm here. He said, I do. He said, I was just getting ready to kill myself, but I had to come pick you up. I say, what? I say, pull over. He said, you're going to miss your flight. I say, bro, pull over. And I start to talk to him. I say, bro, if you don't think God loved you, that he'll interrupt my life in Florida to come all the way here to get asked to get released so you can pick me up instead of
That's
shoot yourself in the
crazy
head.
work. Yeah.
If you don't think God loved you to interrupt my life to do that, he said, I know. I said, God loved you. Look what he did. He orchestrated this for you, not me.
Bigger
You.
than any pay salary you would have gotten, bro. That would have been my payday.
Man, I pulled over. We talked. I even called him some years later. And he owns his own limo company now.
Let's go.
So, constantly, bro, there's going to be nuggets
It's gonna
thrown
be what
at
you pour
you
into people.
to show you how and when to pour out your life.
Yeah.
Not your fantasy. Because a lot of people got fantasy around here talking about it's their life.
Yeah.
If you look on social media, you see a lot of fantasy.
What's crazy is, as an athlete, your value in your walk is not in your athletic abilities. It's in what you do for other people. You would think that, right? They should put that on your resume.
That's
it's
good.
But it's been said to you before when your coach called and said, there's something special.
Yeah.
He didn't say, oh, he runs a 4.2, he does this. So even when you talk, and I'm connecting the dots with your past, your value is not in your athletic abilities.
That's good.
You was looking for a contract that matched your athletic ability.
Right.
But God's like, I'm going to give you a contract that goes beyond the NFL career.
That's good.
You like that?
Yeah.
He's saying some stuff, man.
Yeah, that's good, brother. I that's why I'm here from people, man. When you go and check at Frank D. Murphy Jr. Tombstone, there's gonna be nothing left because I'm giving it all out. I'm going hard, bro, in the paint. Every day I wake up.
You got that lifetime contract, Frank.
Man, it's something
you was
about
looking
that.
for a contract extension. God gave you a lifetime contract.
Lifetime.
You loving life right now, bro.
Man.
And you in the doors with some big politicians. We ain't got to say no names, but me and you've been talking about it for years.
Yeah.
You're not working from just the average bird's eye view. You up here with some heavy hitters in politics. Like, how did that even happen?
Who
And you
would
can
ever
go
thought?
as deep as you want.
Right. I don't talk much about it, but how this happened is I remember telling my wife this. I said,
Shout out Makita.
Yeah. one time for my wife, one time for my kids, and all those that support me. I appreciate y'all. I was telling her that, man, I don't took this charity as far as I can go. Like all my knowledge and wisdom and hard work, I don't put in, I can't go no farther. And a couple of months later, I got asked to go speak in a prison. I spoke at a prison, and the people that was at the prisons are friends of the administration, presidents, and just all type of officials all across the world. When they heard me speak, then they invited me to come to Mar-a-Lago to speak. After that, people started inviting me in different cities and different states to speak on their behalf. So now I'm connected to governors, mayors, Senate,
presidents.
Got 2-time Lifetime Achievement Awards from President Barack and President Biden.
Nice.
Went out and spoke for President Trump. So at Mar-a-Lago. So it don't matter what side you on. God move on both sides.
Yeah.
And God has put me in a circle with my programs. I'm in 1,500 prisons. That's over 1 million inmates get to experience my programs called Put Down Your Fake ID.
Yeah. Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. So it's a blessing.
Yeah, and people don't see this. It's like you've done the Biden, you've done the Obama, you've done the Trump. But either way, it's like, how do I get in and make a change? And that's the biggest thing. It's not who you're working with. It's what you do when you're working with that person.
Right.
People say, oh, my God, you connected to, yeah, dude, but I'm doing something about it. I'm not sitting through YouTube just complaining.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm doing it where where you know best. You're not going outside of your scope of practice. You are like, I'm doing it in a prison because people can look at me and say, what you know about prison? Bro, I've been here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So don't come to me like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what you're going through.
We trying to take the recidivism rate down. That's what these programs are for. These programs have been in the prisons for a long time, but they've been not in this many. I mean, the doors have been opening for the youth prisons and things of that nature. So I just been putting programs all over and going speaking all over. I'm in this to change lives because I'm here to tell you. They asked me, Frank, what's the most wealthiest place you've been? Is it Dubai? Is it Africa with the diamonds? What's the most wealthiest place you've been? You played in the NFL, bro. I say, man, the most wealthiest place is in your backyard. They say, what is that? I say, it's the graveyard. Because it's athletes like me supposed to be mentoring the next generation, but they let their purpose go to the graveyard. There's pastors that supposed to be telling the truth while they're in the pulpit and preaching the word of God and stop playing games, but they letting their purpose go to the graveyard. There's people that supposed to be doing what you're doing, Hanz, bringing people here, encouraging them and giving them a platform, but they letting their purpose go to the graveyard. If you let your purpose go to the graveyard, you ain't just cheat your family, you cheated the next generation. And that's my goal. I don't want you to cheat your next generation because they dependent on us. They're thirsty for us. They need our help. And until we step up and step out and step forward, it's always going to go in a full circle.
Yeah.
And I want to end that circle so they can have a path when I'm gone. Like my son is following me. My daughter's following me. That's one reason I did the healthcare. Shout out to Candace, because man, she helped me prepare. My daughter's going to be a RN in a year and a half from now.
But what's crazy is God put I met Marquita through Angela. Then I met you through Marquita. Then you met Candace through me. And it's like, God's like, man, I got this covered. I had this figured out from day one.
Day one.
Right? And it's crazy, man. Has anyone ever prayed protection over you?
Man, I had that. I have that so much. And it starts with my mom.
No, I mean like homeboys.
Friends.
They was like, hey, God protect them.
Yeah, they one friend told me when I was in Chicago, he said, man, I prayed for God to protect you because I knew how crazy you was.
With you.
Yeah.
Have they done it with you?
Oh, yeah. When
dope.
I see friends, I got dope friends, man. See, you got to diverse your portfolio. And I try to tell people this all the time. You don't have to get rid of your friends. They'll get rid of themselves. But you have to diverse your portfolio. You got to have friends you could talk $1 million, $1 billion business about. You got to have friends that you can joke and laugh about, a little gospel here and there, whatever you want to talk about. You got to have your friends for sports. You got to have your friends that you go to for advice. And you share the real. Yeah. You don't share the real with everybody. Yeah, so you got to diverse your portfolio with friends. And that's what I learned. See, you got to ask yourself this question. Do I got a friend or a fan?
Yeah.
See, I learned this when I played for Tampa. I was back for a kickoff return, you guys, and I was like, it was so loud I couldn't hear. I caught the ball against Miami and ran it back 95 yards for a touchdown. I saw that. I was so excited, and I was like, man, they love me. And then I got hurt, and they put somebody in my position because I was hurt, and the crowd was just as loud. And I was like, hold on, why y'all so loud? For him. But that's because they was living a fantasy through me. Mm-hmm. And I'm here to tell you, stop letting people live a fantasy through you. That means they'll clap you up and hype you up while you're on the field. But when you come off the field, where they at? Yeah. And I'm here to tell you that you got to know if you got a friend or a fan. Yeah. And God has blessed me with some good friends. And I let the fans be fans.
I thought about that, man. I was like, man, I think we all need people to pray protection over our lives, especially people like yourself, Jamaica, Chef. We're going to do something different. We're going to actually pray over this guy real quick.
Man.
I'm going to pray over you. So I'm going to say, Father, just thank you for this day. Thank you for allowing my guy Frank to come here, Lord. He has a lot of big things on his plate, which you know of. You set the table for him. We ask that you just watch over and protect him through all his travels. Allow him to continue to touch so many people, Lord. Put favor in everything he says and everyone he touches. Let your words and your heart be felt through him, Father, so people can come closer to you. We thank you for this interview. We thank you for just the blessings, Lord. And we thank you that Frank is going to take me with him on all these rides. We love you, Lord. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen.
Let's go. I love it, man. You dope. You dope, bro. We're going to talk about, so how do people get the Man Behind the Helmet book?
Man, go to my website, www.frankdmurphy.com. That's frankdmurphy.com. D is in door. And you can order books and see my products. And it'll show you. Yeah, I got other products, other books, curriculums.
How many books you got?
I got 3 books and just worked on another one. The last book I just wrote is called From the Jail Cell to the NFL Field. Coach Lou Holtz, the great Lou Holtz, forward that book.
What happened to that other book you had? The one, My Life Changed When I Met Hanz.
Oh, I don't know. We ain't finished writing that yet.
This dude tripping.
We still writing. The story is still being written right now.
This is the 3rd chapter. Listen, that's dope, man. So what would people, if someone reads this book, just anyone, what do you think they're going to get out of it?
They're going to experience a lot of what God said, not what Frank said. They're going to experience a lot of stuff that God said Instagram can't say, likes can't say, comments can't say. I'm here to tell you that if you read this book, you'll be inspired. You'll be encouraged, but you'll be intrigued to realize that God got you here for something bigger than what you even know. And if you realize that God's giving you a second, a third, and a fourth chance, it's time for you to take advantage of it. It's time for you to stop just being a potential baby. What's potential? Potential mean you can do something, but you haven't did it yet. Potential you mean you can be something, but you haven't became yet. Potential mean you can go, but you haven't went yet. Potential is just potential till you do something. When you do something, you'll be something, then you'll have something. Read this book. It's going to encourage you to have something.
I'm definitely gonna read it, man. My boy got a book. I got a lot of books I gotta read. Everybody, I need to write a book. Dang, got it.
Yeah. You need to write a book, bro.
So how do people get in touch with you on social media, or how do people, find out what Frank Murphy's doing?
When you go to the website, frankdmurphy.com, it'll share with you what we're doing, how to get in contact. But of course, my social media outlets are the Frank D. Murphy, THE Frank D. Murphy. And come check me out. See what I'm doing next. There's a lot of stuff I'm doing next. I could tell you, I'll let y'all in on a little secret, and I'll come back and talk about it. We're creating a homeschool athletic sports across the nation.
That's crazy. What is that about? Like homeschool
Athletic sports. Frank D. Murphy, homeschool athletics.
How does that work?
Um,
Well, you don't want to talk about it now?
I'll just say briefly, we're starting in Florida, and female and male sports, you can play if you're in homeschool. And now you get to come get life coach.
Oh, that's dope.
And you come get life skills, social skills, and we got job readiness. All my programs will be helping those kids get ready for the next level. And we'll have junior college, they're recruiting them for athletics.
Yeah, so people that are in homeschool don't have opportunity to play sports. Never thought about it.
Yep.
Business. This is the CEO part.
Oh yeah.
So
when it dropped on me,
right?
I started putting it together.
I love it.
And we launching it next year, but I can come back and share you some more projects that we're working on.
Look, you've been talking so much about mental health, but I think I got more so outside of the mental health. I think everybody can agree we got spiritual health from this podcast. So we haven't done an episode. This was supposed to be about mental health, but we let people do their thing, and it feels like it just kind of turned more towards spiritual health and your reliance on God. But then you added the CEO part with turning your passion into a business. But like I tell people, business is simple. Find the need, provide the service or the product. Yeah. You found the need. People weren't getting into sports when they're homeschooling, and you're providing a service, which is super dope. What's your Instagram, Frank?
The Frank D. Murphy, THE Frank D. Murphy.
That's
hit me on Instagram.
Listen, if y'all want to know anything more about Frank D. Murphy, hit my man up on his Instagram or his .com, his website. You can find 3 books. This one is super dope. Man, I love having you here. If you guys like this, please click the like button, subscribe, share this with more people. Let's get more people to realize how important this guy is to not only our community, but to the world, right? And so you're that influential, man. I thank you for gracing us with your presence. Look out for me and Frank at every prison. Yeah, this dude's taking me with him. I'm going to be in the next book.
Next movie.
Oh, you see, he said it. He said it. We got it. Hey, Jamaica, record that. You got that, right? All right, we got it. All right, man. Hey, I appreciate you, my guy.
Thank you, bro.
It's a wonderful Sunday. Blessed to have you, my man.
Thank you.
Hey, wait. I'm sorry. You got to ask the crew. Y'all got any questions for him? We always
Any questions, bro?
So I stayed in Jacksonville. So are you doing any programs in Jacksonville?
Yes. I was blessed with the key to the city in Jacksonville. Man, that's my hometown. Actually, when we go back to Jacksonville next year, we're bringing every program. Every program going to be free.
There's going to be a Frank D. Murphy street.
It's going to be free. And that's one thing that's close to my heart because that city helped make me, groom me. So yes, we're doing all programs for free next year going back to Jacksonville. It'll be ready for, of course, the Duval County Jail where I spent time at, and it'll be for all the schools that want to receive it. We're going to give them all the digital curriculums for free for after school program or however they want to use it. But it's going to be free for all schools in Jacksonville.
That's dope. Chef, any questions?
No questions, just comment. Again, I love what you're doing. The premise behind everything, especially when it comes to the mentorship, and also developing in the community. So I started a mentorship program myself.
Right.
So again, I definitely love what you're doing. Appreciate, and definitely gonna get to that book.
Yeah. He spent some time. I'm gonna just change this to the prison CEO podcast.
No. I had a situation, when things happen.
Right.
I thank God for that. I didn't sit down for a while.
Yeah.
But again, I was able to get into the Bible, get to learn and understand myself. I appreciated a metal fork. And it started from there. So again, but I see you doing.
Yeah.
I love it and appreciate it.
You know,
Thank you, brother.
it's crazy,
Thank you.
and I make jokes about it, but I love it because you spent time. Jamal talked about it, and now he's partnered with Forbes magazine. So I'm gonna get you with Jamal so he can put you on a magazine
Appreciate it.
cover. But he spent time, and he was like, that time in prison changed his life. You guys are such an inspiration to people that say this is not the end of the road. You know, your present doesn't dictate your future, like you said.
And I
So,
think too, this is the last thing, man. Y'all have to take this with you, man. Don't do it for popularity. Do it for purpose. You know, I learned that very quickly, man. That
do whatever
God,
you do. You said.
do whatever you do for purpose, not for popularity, because popularity wears out. Popularity is entertainment. Purpose is impactful. Do you want to entertain where stuff wears off, or do you want to impact where it lasts for legacy? It goes legacy to legacy, generation to generation.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I want to encourage y'all to do, to make sure that you're on a purpose, by a purpose, from a purpose-filled God.
Yeah.
And when you do that, you're going to find success either way you go. And that's what I have learned. That's what kept me whole and keeping me whole right now, because I'm not perfect. I share all my hiccups in my books. I share it when I go on speaking engagements. I let people know I messed up yesterday thinking the wrong thing and said this and said I shouldn't have said that. I should have said this. So I'm so real about who I am. You can read my book and you gonna see it, because I'm gonna be transparent with you, because I'm not walking around here trying to act like I don't make mistakes. I ain't trying to walk around here like, oh, I don't say something that I shouldn't say or act some way that I shouldn't have act. No, but I understand the grace of God, and I don't take that for granted. I understand the grace of God, but I don't take that for granted, which means I'm not going to be like a pig and keep going back to it and wallowing in it. And you're going to see me 5 years later and say I'm still doing the same thing. That's not grace. That's you taking advantage of grace. Yeah. Grace is going to help you get out of that. And when you get out of it, you're going to go back to that and look at it and say, man, you know what? I'll never be here again. And this is why.
I was telling so many people, or my girl the other day, or some people, I don't know if I even told Chef this. I said, for the last 2-3 years, I've been walking in grace, not in favor. I was like, he's like, I got you covered. I'm not giving you nothing. I got you covered because you keep messing up. And I was like, I'm just walking by grace. I'm moving because opportunities will come and opportunities will go. Just enough to keep me at my head above water. That's when you know, to me, that's when I know I was walking in grace. I was living in grace, because it was just enough to keep me, from drowning. But then when he let me go and I started drowning, restaurant closed, my contract in Nashville went, I'm like, oh my God. Now God's got to really throw you that lifeline when he knows you serious about swimming.
But you kept searching.
Yeah.
See, the more you search for God, the more you'll find him. The more you'll find him, the more you experience him. The more you experience him, the more you love him.
But it's easy to search for him.
You see what I'm saying? That's how it goes.
It's easy to search for him when, like you said, you just keep it 100. I look in the mirror. I don't look in the mirror, but I analyze everything I do. Everything I do. From my conversations is dissected. The way you respond to me is dissected. I could call him and he'll be like, yeah, you good? I'm like, hey, bro, you good?
Yeah.
He's like, why? I said, your voice. I'm paying attention to everything that happens in my life, from the way I walk down. My brother called me the other day, and we on a group text, and he's like, hey, no, we was texting like, everything's good. He's like, man, no, everything, shit could be better. I was like, bro, I wake up to a bum. I live in Midtown, but there's homeless guy that sleeps downstairs. I'm like, life is great. Unless you want to exchange places with this guy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I check myself, because even with my new restaurant, there's a homeless lady, Chef, you probably see her all the time, that sits there. The human side of me. And this is why I was walking in. I feel like God had me moving in grace, because my flesh just was out of control. And I'm not talking about when people say flesh is like sleeping with people. That was part of it, but it was, when I say my flesh was out of control, there was no control over how much social media I watched. There was no control over drinking, sodas and, eating foods that I'm not, like, I had no discipline in any stages of my flesh. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So even with this, I saw this homeless lady just last week, and I was showing someone in the restaurant. I'm like, yeah, we got to get her out of here, right? As soon as I left, I was like, damn, that was fucked up. I shouldn't have said that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and she's like, yeah, you guys can't have that. I'm like, have that? That's a person. But I had to reevaluate my conversation with myself and just ask God for forgiveness for the way I didn't say nothing to the lady, but just the thought.
Right.
So it's like, it's so easy to get closer with God when you really put yourself out there and say, how am I evaluating myself?
Is we still
every day?
rolling?
Yeah.
All right, I just, this just because it's just bouncing
You want
off,
me to
man.
cut?
No, you
Private
good. I
cut?
love it. No, this is good. I don't. I think too. Don't study the decision. Study the consequences. They say, Frank, how do you be so successful, and how do you got all these companies? How do you move around the people you move around? You a guy that got a felon. You've been incarcerated. You made it to the NFL. You get all these awards, accolades from presidents. I say it because I don't study the decisions. I study the consequence, which means this. I look at, if I make this decision, what's the consequences, and can I handle it? I study it. I study and say, okay, if it go this way, that way, this way, that way, then I'll know what to do. I don't focus on the decision. I make the decision knowing what the consequences, and if God allows me to handle that, will he be here with me? See, if God can't be there with you,
It ain't worth it.
it ain't worth it. It's the wrong shit. But if I can take God with me and say what God said, it's a wrap.
It's over with.
It's over with.
It's like that quote that says, success is not what you obtain, it's who you become trying to obtain it. Right? And I look at that. That changed. I listened to that just the other day, and I'm like, that changed, because I'm like, if I'm successful, I could go buy this and that. But who am I becoming if I really hit the books and really become the healthcare CEO and really understand what it takes to open up an ambulance company for everyone in every state, all the nuances, all the fine print. If I become that guy, which is going to take a lot of studying, not just me saying, yo, start an ambulance company, and when you come, I don't know all the answers. But who do I become when I become this person? That's the true success, right? And that's what takes you to the grave, impacting so many people. It's not the cars and I was able to help this, but having those phone calls with somebody saying, you changed my life.
How you get there? That's what I tell people. How you get to these places that we're talking about, you guys, it's not simple, but it's simply said. Humble yourself. The Bible says if you humble yourself, he will exalt you in due time. He didn't say in your time. He said due time and due season. I had to humble myself so much that it was so heavy on me that I humbled myself to honor if God said no.
Mm-hmm.
I honored when he said yes. I honored when everybody else was seeming like they was passing me. So I stayed on the bench and would cheer them on, other athletes. I would go to them and say, do you need any help? Because things that God had me doing was on the bench, was on the shelf. What you do when you on the bench matters. Because when God puts you in the game, somebody else going to be on the bench cheering you on.
Yeah.
What you do matters.
Pastor Olu. Good. I'm recording a podcast. You on live. We're gonna pray for you and your timing. You heard me, Pastor? I said we gonna pray for you and your bad timing. Lord, help Pastor know when to call me. It's not the right time.
I'll call you back here a little bit.
No. This is good because I'm gonna put you on with this guy named Frank Murphy. He's a former player for the Tampa Bay Bucks, played for the Miami Dolphins. Really big in the community, has a program in over 100 prisons.
1,500 prisons.
115. I'm sorry, my bad. 115 prisons. He's really big. He's from Jacksonville, Florida. So I'm going to put you on once we leave this episode because I really think you're going to be impacted by this gentleman. He has a book out. Olu is running for governor of Georgia. So this is somebody that I think. And Frank is really big into politics. He works right now for a lot of dignitaries, political figures. So, Pastor Olu, if it's okay, I'm going to call you with him once we get off the phone.
Yeah, give me a holler back.
Yes, sir. That might be my passion, man. I connect dots.
Yeah, manager.
You're right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to manage you.
Yeah.
So I need a contract.
Yeah.
Hook me up. But I think the common denominator, man, is you and I talking about. If I replay this whole episode in my head, the common denominator, the thing that we keep saying back and forth over and over again is transparency. It's like you got to hold yourself accountable. I always told people this, and I know we're going over time, is people always look at when someone tells you what's your assets and liabilities, right? Your first thing you're going to say is, oh, my assets are my business, this, my car, da-da-da. My liabilities are my employees, my light bill, the intent. And I always tell people, no, before you start on that, do an internal audit. What are your assets and liabilities? My assets are I'm gonna go hard. I'm competitive. My liabilities are I might become complacent. We gotta like do a self audit before we start thinking about starting a business, right? But a self audit again is
Charles, I
transparency.
don't know. I think you got that from me, to self-audit. That sounds familiar.
Nah,
That
Negro.
sounds familiar. I've been saying self-audit for a while. I think he don't get
No. I'm gonna say that ish
Nah,
right now.
you know what though, bro?
I did not steal that.
You did not steal it, but
Okay. Say that one
but
more
you
time.
borrowed it.
So
You
borrowed.
borrow. My boy can borrow anything he want from me.
No, but did you really say that?
Yeah,
Like, that
I
you
say that
gotta
all
do
the time. You got to
assets and
audit.
liabilities?
No. You have to audit yourself. Not.
Oh, so
yeah.
you did the
The,
basic.
yeah,
I took it.
you took
Okay.
it there.
Cool. I might have
Consistency,
took that.
you guys. I think you guys got to know what makes me successful is consistency.
Yeah.
If you go to anybody and say how Frank move, it's consistently
I'll vouch for
hard.
that.
Consistently.
Yeah.
How Frank treat people, he consistently
I'll
treat
vouch for
people.
that.
How did he live as a husband? Consistently does this. How did he live as a father? He's consistent.
Yeah.
That's one word that sticks with me. And if I consistently do something, that don't mean I'm perfect. Consistently mean I consistently do what's right most of the times. And the times that I don't, I figure it out and correct myself and get the help that I need and get right back on.
Yeah.
That's it.
Say less. All right, we're gonna leave it with that, man. Consistency, be transparent, find a mentor, get good with God, but hold yourself accountable. Don't blame nobody else. Don't blame your circumstances. Don't blame your past. Let's get it. And focus on your present, and your present will create a better future. We good?
is.
So we say 90% motivate, 90% information, 10% motivation. We flipped it for this one
flipped it
because I
today.
wanted people to fall in love with who Frank Murphy really was, so they can read this book and follow everything that you do that impacts just the world, right?
Man, thank you so much for this platform, brother. I'm humble and appreciative. I'm excited about what you're doing, bro. We've been having conversations, but God is really moving in your life, and keep doing what you're doing because you're the type of guy that's not gonna let your purpose go to the graveyard. You also the type of guy you're gonna get in the right position for success, and keep looking in the mirror, bro. Because at the end of the day, the mirror is gonna reflect what you see, but it's also gonna correct what you see. You doing it, bro, and I appreciate this platform because I don't come on many platforms. I'm real picky, and I'm really digging what you're doing, bro. I've been watching what you're doing for a while. You've been saying you was gonna do this, and look at you now.
Thank you. I received that, man.
So, man, thank you so much, bro.
Thank you. God is good, man. Let's get it. Again, thank you, Mr. Frank Murphy. Y'all check him out on Instagram, Frank D. Murphy. The man, the myth, the book, the man behind the helmet. Y'all got to go cop this right now. If you like his episode, please hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with someone you love. I appreciate you, my brother.
Thank you.
Love you, bro.
Love you too, bro.
Let's go.